Welcome back to the Crystal Palace save here on FC26. We received a bid for one of our main strikers in the last episode, but it's a conundrum that we're not really sure what to do with. At the minute, he wouldn't move now even if we accepted this bid, so he'd be with us till the end of the season anyway. So I think it makes sense to defer the decision till the end of the season. I don't just want to jump on this and make a sale to get a load of money in if we don't necessarily feel like we want to sell Uche when it comes to the end of the season. He's not been as prolific this year as he was last. John Duran has come in and has been very similar in terms of his performance levels, maybe slightly better than Uche. But the question is, do we maybe move Uche on in the summer and go for a real top-end striker, depending on where we were able to finish in the potential Premier League, Champions League spots. So we'll defer that decision to the end of the season, but it is certainly a decision that will need to be decided upon by you guys in the comment section as to whether we do or don't move Uche on. I believe at 83 he is now peaked. I think John Duran is also peaked at 83 himself too. So we shall wait and see what happens on that front as we progress towards the summer window, which striker is actually able to step up performance-wise. But we need to step up performance-wise as a team today because we've got a 1-1 draw in the semi-final first leg of the Carabao Cup against Manchester United. And now we have to go to Old Trafford and pick up a result on the night. Then we've got them back at home in the league, followed by Liverpool at Anfield. Then Burnley with 2 legs in the Europa League, sandwiching a game against Forest at the City Ground, and then West Ham at home at the end of the month. It is a very busy month, as you can quite clearly see, but we should be able to navigate our way through it relatively straightforwardly enough. So fingers crossed, wins against Man United, wins, plural, something against Liverpool. We'll sim the first leg against Burnley, and that will kind of decide whether we do or don't feel comfortable simming the second leg. And that will dictate what we do for the rest of the month. But for now, going to jump into this semi-final second leg of the Carabao Cup away from home against Manchester United. Needing 3 points, needing a victory to get ourselves into the final. So let's go and do that, shall we? Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any further content here on the ChesnoidGaming channel. Today, as you see this Friday afternoon, I will be live currently right now with Football Manager 26 for the very first time. So do come and join me there. I'd love to see you, but watch this video first, eh? There we go. Manchester United with Senna Lamens in goal. Dorgu, De Ligt, Martinez and Mazraoui. Ugarte holding in a 4-1-4-1 today with Bartolomeu, Fernandez and Mbermo sat behind Benjamin Šeško on top at striker. Slightly different setup for them for this second leg. We'll wait and see if it changes the way that the game played from leg number 1. I was kind of hoping to be not walking into the final, but certainly with the way the league game went against Manchester United earlier in the season with a solid 3-0 victory. Kind of expected to have things a little bit more straightforward for us in the Carabao Cup. Here's Uche getting the start. His shot early doors blocked by Matthijs de Ligt. Of course, we've got Manchester United again in a few days' time. So both sides playing a very strong team here in the Cup, meaning we probably will both make changes for the league game at the weekend. Looking for the man in the middle, not finding the man in the middle, but Ugarte will recover possession. Bruno does find Šeško, who's very abruptly stopped by Diamande, who's won it back again. That is brilliant work. So is that from Uche to find Amura. Sarr is available on the far side, but we've got the legs to get into the gap here. De Ligt is deciding what to do. Oh, I couldn't get luckier. Senna Lamens couldn't keep the ball out. Could only palm it straight to Ismaila Sarr. You don't get many rebound goals this year, which is a good thing about the changes to the gameplay. But on this occasion, we benefit from one. Crossing inside to Ugarte. Here's Mazraoui again. Bruno Fernandez. 1-2. Bruno, Šeško. Holding it up, spins the man. Diamande's there again to stop the big man through the middle. Jones with a brilliant ball to find Sarr. Just needs to beat De Ligt here and then find Uche in the middle. Oh, and he very nearly stumbled his way through to it. Oh, Mazraoui's just done enough against Amura to stop me stealing that away from him as well. Risks at either end of the pitch for another goal. And Bomo's written Danny Slater off there. And again, D-Man is going to have to come across and deal with this. I'll bring the defender closer to Šeško in the meantime. But Šeško's finding himself in possession in dangerous areas quite regularly here, but so far the defence have done absolutely everything they possibly can in ensuring that he doesn't get a goal. Walton. Good possession play at the start of the second half. We swapped Timber and Walton around just to see if that alters the way that the side plays in the forward midfield areas. That's a lovely ball out to Amura. I'm going to drill this back looking for Uche, and Amura will get to the loose ball again, and Uche might well have just sealed our spot at Wembley for Carabao Cup final. Just 5 minutes into the second half, we didn't give up possession, apart from that bit there. All over United at the beginning of the half. That might be game done and dusted. Corner Man United as they look to respond. Bruno with a really good delivery, and the header was there from Bradley Barker, I think it was, at the back post actually. Dino equal to it, former Man United man of course, Dean Henderson. Bruno going to take this corner short to Mbermo. We'll get Diamande out there towards it, but it's headed towards the near post. Walton can clear only as far as Ugarte. Here is Mbermo, don't let him on his left. It's Lisandro Martinez, and well, you can let him shoot as many times as you like from there. Šeško, Barkla. Thought I might just be able to reach that. I was incorrect. Should be getting away with just the yellow at worst, and it is just the yellow for Daniel Vivian. His first booking for me since arriving. I thought I could get there if I just stretched out as much as I could. You can see that Ruben Amorim was pretty desperate for a red card there, although there were defensive players on the cover, so I would have been rather disappointed if there had been a red card for that particular challenge. It's a lovely ball into Bradley Barker though, and he is a whisker away from giving Manchester United a foothold back in the game. Great technique, and it just didn't quite bend enough for him. Timber, Uche, space, save. Decent from Lamans. I could have maybe laid that to young Shepherd to have a pop from range, but with Uche instead. I keep getting rinsed on the wings by Barkla and Mbermo. They just haven't actually been able to make the most of it when they have gotten in behind my fullbacks. It's tackled by Timber. Walton could look to Timber again actually, and Burmo's trying to track back defensively. We'll go Uche, then we'll go out wide to Amora. And Uche's got a bit of room. Again, a little 1-2 to try and isolate Mazraoui, which is what helped us get our second goal, and moments away from scoring a third as well. It looks relatively comfortable with 10 minutes to go, but things can always change. Timber. Okay, that was weird. The bulb in the office just went up then down. Oh, young Shepherd to seal it! The biggest moment in this young man's career. Shepherd scores at Old Trafford to send his team to Wembley. I'm so glad we made the decision to involve the youth in this side, because it really has benefited us no end. In contention for something, we are still in contention for the Carabao Cup, because we're through to the final. I can't recall who's actually in the other half of the draw. Boos around Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim was running the risk of getting sacked earlier in the season when we played them in the league, and we beat them by, well, the same scoreline actually. We thought we might... Oh, Villa knock out Spurs. That's a surprise. We just drew 0-0 with Villa in a recent game, so it's not going to be an easy game at Wembley to try and pick up the trophy, but certainly feel like we might be able to do so. Interested in some Patreon players continually, and that game, that final, will be scheduled for the end of March-ish. There you go. Chelsea, Saints and Villa will be the month of March, although obviously we will get well, we hope to have, let's not get too carried away, we hope to have the next round of the Europa League in there as well. But up next is a bit of deja vu, although a swap around of the grounds. They're coming to us this time. Man United lining up slightly differently in terms of their formation and system for this league game after the cup game. Chris Richards starts against us. Former centre-back, of course, that most recently left us. Changed in goal as well with Guillermo Restes in between the sticks for them. We'll see if Manchester United can turn up slightly differently here. Uche keeps his spot after his goal. Similarly, young Shepherd as well. Abdiez Orzuli starts on the right-hand side for a slightly tired Ismail Assar, and he's immediately shown why he's worthy of getting as much football as he has been recently. Abdiez Orzuli was one of the first signings we made in this save, and has been a really good squad player. We've got a number of really good squad players. We haven't had loads of standout, amazing, top-level performers But if everybody does their bit, then that makes for a very, very strong team. And that's what we've got here at Crystal Palace. And that's what they've got in real life, isn't it, really? They don't have standout stars. They just have a set of players that work brilliantly together as a group. That's what we've been able to try and replicate here in this save too, which has been quite pleasing, actually. Definitely has the feel of the real-life Crystal Palace team, as far as I'm concerned. And I like that. Hopefully you guys have been able to appreciate that too. Get this forward to Uche. Amura's going. And he's still going. Forced a little wide here, but he's going to get it down and then deliver the cross. And underneath this was Shepherd, but he's not going to get to it. McKennie gets to that, though. And Ezolzuli will certainly do better next time. Since, like, the past couple of years, Gabby Martinelli has been average, to say the least. But since Arsenal signed Eze and actually Gabby has some competition for that first-team spot, Martinelli's been genuinely impressive this season, hasn't he? Šeško into Cunha. Missed out on the start in the cup. And the combination play with he and Šeško just wasn't good enough there. I thought he might well have gone for goal. Ezolzuli. Uche around the corner. Amura's in. Good save. Oh, we nearly benefit from a rebound again. Shepherd's knockdown just isn't good enough to find Timber properly. We could have taken a 1-0 lead here in the league. We desperately need points in the league because of the attention of Liverpool behind us, who we face next, actually. And Burmo's in behind me again. I'm going to get rid of this. You just may well have seen top right, that Birmingham have taken the lead against Arsenal. We saw earlier in the season that they took the lead against Manchester City as well, but weren't able to get a victory. Get out. And after 23 games, they were drawn 5, lost 18, won exactly 0. Despite taking the lead against some of the league's best teams, they haven't been able to get 3 points, not even once. Maybe today's the day for them. Hopefully today's the day for us to consolidate in the top 4. A win here and then a win against Liverpool in the next game puts in a great position. Nora's gone again. Now can he find the back of the net this time? Keeper made a great save a moment ago. It's not stopping that one, though. That is a belter. Amora doesn't do that enough. But when he does get it right, oh, does he get it right. Cracking finish. No chance for the keeper there. Slater. Beautiful ball down the line to Amora. Again, we'll look for someone in the air. Ezolzuli could be there. Amora's going to get to this. Is he? No. Mazraoui does well. Can Timber get to this? No. And Burmo does well. Cunha this time does find a teammate. Šeško out to Mbermo. Almost misjudged the flight of that. Mbermo's so good this year on FC26. Really worth a signing for anyone that fancies picking him up. He's been destructive against me without really any end product, I have to say. God, I really caught Cunha there after the shot had come in. Mbermo is top tier in terms of his possession play and his dribbling, but the lack of an end product is probably more so the AI than it is Brian Mbermo. I'm sure if you were to use him, or if I were to use him, we'd see quite a bit of end product. But we are 1-0 to the good here at half-time at Selhurst Park. Reed. And then nicely to Ezolzuli. Here's Shepherd. Lay that back. And McKennie. And Timber. And he loves to rocket them. Restes right behind it. Dorgu nearly walked back into his own goalkeeper and or goal itself then. If it had a dodgy touch, that could have been very awkward for the fullback. Bradley Bartlett again with sensational dribbling to ensure that he's able to build. I am curious actually to see who Liverpool play at right back in the next game, because as we mentioned in the last episode, they have sold Connor Bradley there. Oh, and Burmo. Well, we said he doesn't have an end product. He couldn't have come much closer to finding it, could he? And then Dino with a brilliant save from the second effort. Ugarte going off for them. Who's 47? Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo coming on for Manchester United in this second half to try and find them a way back into the game. De Ligt's header's very good, but it's gone wide of the target. Mainoo. It's all Man United at the minute. There's Mbermo again. Finds Šeško. Oh, trying a cheeky Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp-esque flick-on shot, but poorly executed in the end. Uche out wide to Amora here. He's already got one. See Shepherd arriving in the middle. We'll look for him, and he's up for this. He's not. He's underneath it, but he wasn't up for it at all. He didn't even bother to challenge. Shesko did challenge Weston McKennie there, but somehow Weston's come away with the ball. Timber, McKennie, Shepherd. Here's Ozuli up against Dorgu. He will have him for pace. Here's Shepherd again. Shepherd against Manchester United for the second time today. No. It's 2-1 there now. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Cunha, Shesko. That's on him. They've created a brilliant opportunity there for Benjamin Shesko. He's one-on-one. All he's got to do is take his time, show some composure, and finish the chance. And he's done neither of those things. Oh, Alessandro, with the pace of Amora, really backed himself there to be able to hold the attacker off. And for his sake, was able to do so. 2 minutes added on at the end of the game, but we'll just try and keep the pressure on here to stop them from building forwards. But they are coming. Shesko out to Bradley Barkler, and Manchester United are going to steal a point from Selhurst Park. Barkler turns inside. Again, trying to hold him up. Doing the best we can with Young Reid. But space is opened here for Barkler, and he's turned well again, and he's found Shesko, and he goes for the little flick and turn and shot again. But Benjamin Shesko has not shown the best of himself in a Manchester United shirt here today. And we only got the one this time, but continually back-to-back clean sheets against Manchester United see us win in the Carabao Cup and win in the league as well. And crucially there, you might well have just noticed that Liverpool just lost to Chelsea, which is huge for us because it opens up a 5-point gap there now, down to 5th. And if, and it is a big if, but if we can get the win against Liverpool in this next game in the Premier League, an 8-point gap with 12 games to go inside the top 4 puts us in a very commanding position. We're also 8 points behind Manchester City, so if we don't feel we can be caught from behind, we certainly know we can't challenge at the top of the table either, don't we? But young Shepherd is proving to be a very good young player, and he is continually growing, up to 64 now. We will press on. It's Liverpool away as the next fixture. Dean Henderson, so far, keeping a clean sheet every other game. And there is a question in chat as to whether Birmingham have finally been able to get themselves a victory, so we can have a look now. And no, they haven't. 6 draws, 19 defeats, 6 points only for Birmingham City so far. Yikes. Liverpool line up in a rather unfamiliar 4-4-2 formation, actually. Mamardashvili in goal for them. Joe Gomez at right back. Konate, Rudiger, DeMarco. Salah, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and Wirtz, with Isak and Ekitike up top because Enzo Maresca is Liverpool manager right now. I didn't know that in this save. Enzo Maresca in the... even still, Enzo Maresca to be playing a 4-4-2 is a surprise as well. No Connor Bradley, as we suspected at right, well, as we knew at right back. We suspected that Jeremy Frimpong would be at right back for Liverpool, but he's not at the club either. So Liverpool are having to play Joe Gomez on the right-hand side of their defensive line because they, quite frankly, just don't have anyone else to play there that's of any real quality whatsoever. Wharton spreading this nicely to Curtis Jones, who is obviously a former Liverpool man. Ismail Assar looking to get in behind here. Can he turn inside? Yes. Can he find John Duran? The answer is no. Konate stands firm. Tony Rudiger at centre-back ahead of a slightly tired Virgil van Dijk today. They do have options on the bench that are of quality, like Alexis McAllister at 88. Obviously, the previously mentioned VVD there, but Ismail Assar's in behind here. No Alisson, but I don't think even Alisson would have stopped that one. Ismail Assar's at it again in the Premier League. 1-0 to Palace. Spinning one way then the other. Assar's chasing him, but Wirtz getting away. Here's Ekitike now. A little bit of unbelievable footwork from him, but doesn't work. Szoboszlai, Ekitike, goal. We stole it off him and then presented it back to them, and Hugo wasn't going to miss the second opportunity. I thought for a minute it was actually going wide, but he's buried that right in the top corner. Right, okay, never mind. We go again. Trying to get the ball out, and Szoboszlai's just intercepted it well. Fair enough, 1-1. Wharton. Moore's in. He's just too quick for the back line. Other than Tony Rudiger, who's quick enough to get across to me. Wharton with the delivery. Up we go with Diamande, and a powerful header. Mamardashvili just getting enough behind it to stop it going in, but that really wasn't far away at all. And Diamande will try again, and worse this time. Get to the line. All right, near the line. Curtis Jones was the man that I was going to try and pick out there. It's Sarr again. That was an intriguing decision from Tony to use that particular sort of physical attempt to get rid of the ball. It's like he ducked down with his head there. I know he's... Has he done the splits? What's happened with Rudiger there? That was really odd. Whether it is or not, it's a really weird decision by Rudiger to do the splits. Let's have a look. Comes to So, strikes it first time. And Rudiger has... He's done a half a split. And that arm... I mean, his arm is coming out to support himself. But his arm is in the way of the ball on its way towards goal. I mean, I think that's a penalty, personally. I think VAR would not overrule that. His arm is down, and it has genuinely blocked the shot on goal. That is going to be a penalty given. And that's going to be, hopefully, 2-1 Crystal Palace. Sarr is over it. But who has better pens? Amura has good pens. Does Duran have decent pens? He doesn't. Amura's got the better penalty stat. So we'll go with Amura here. We're going to try and go to the top right-hand corner. And Mamadishvili has read it brilliantly. Not only was it in the corner, but it was high as well. And Mamadishvili stops it. Oh, good. Well, the chance to give ourselves the advantage again. Not taken. Jones, Wharton. What a little back heel to Timber then. Didn't get it. Can we get this to Duran? We can. Jones is going again. Looking for him. Was he onside? No. Salah into Gravenberg. And he's sacked. Diamande's there. How good has he been since signing? Looking for more around the corner. Who's actually really turned up so far today. Nice ball in. And Duran brings it down. And the second defender is there to get the tackle in to ensure we don't score, to take the lead from open play as well as from the penalty spot. Rebounded up onto Amura's hand there, unfortunately. 5 to go till half-time here. This is an important game for both sides in the fight for Champions League football at this stage of the season. Neither can afford really to lose it. A minute, neither are. Right, Mo, there's no need for that, is there? Gravenberg out to Mo Salah. Chill and away. Joe Gomez has won that well. Amura stayed down, has he? Amura has indeed stayed down from that aerial challenge. Salah looking to cut inside. Finds Isak. No questions about whether that's a penalty or not. The ball was there and all of a sudden it wasn't. Diamande's furious, but no argument there. I've gone for the ball. I've gotten nowhere near it. Isak under control, and then just as I've committed to go for the slide, he's played a heavy touch and just gone around me. He'll take the penalty himself here, Alexander Isak. We didn't score from the spot. Will Liverpool do what we were unable to? Yes, quite emphatically. Alexander Isak bags for Liverpool in the Premier League, and they lead by 2-1 at half-time at Anfield. Hopefully, Amura's not going to be out for too long. He did look rather uncomfortable. He was able to play on, but I didn't really want to force him to do so. He wasn't going to be fit enough to continue at his full capability. Someone who's at his full capability at the minute is Mamadishvili. What a stop from John Duran's header. Sarr with the delivery now. Diamande's up for another one. Wharton's got the momentum of the run on Mo Salah there, but can't force the ball past the Georgian in goal again. Mamadishvili doing an excellent job of keeping us out for a second time. We will continue to push to look for the goal. At the minute, this would result as it stands, puts our top 4 qualification status under significant threat. Wharton out wide here to Ezlazuli, looking for Curtis Jones. It went towards Sarr, and Liverpool will deal with it. Nice interception. Balls back to them. Ekitike with a triple step over, then the little drag back. Timber's in there. Jones quickly forward. Duran looking for Sarr. It's an excellent ball. And here comes John Duran now, surely on his left foot. On the counter, John Duran bags for Palace, and we do have a second goal of this game at Anfield, and we are level once more. Ekitike. McAllister's just on the pitch. Head that home to the keeper. Or, you know, don't. Duran's up. Supposed to go back to Wharton to then go out wide, but Wharton could win it back himself, and he's just absolutely bullied Joe Gomez there. In out. Eddie Azulzuli is shaking it all about. Well, that's a turnaround. La remontada. Liverpool 2, Crystal Palace 3. Salah. Wirtz. Isak. Oh, really, really well battered away by Dino. Danny will clear. Henderson's done brilliantly there for us. Not... Oh, I was supposed to go to Timber. Thank you. Not for the first time today. Not for the first time in this save. Dean Henderson comes up with the goods for us. Azulzuli. Jones. Early Duran. Brilliant football. Oh, it's top draw from Crystal Palace. This. Absolutely untouchable. Well, we were concerned at 2-1 down that we might be seeing our top 4 dreams really be questioned. Not anymore. We're going to go 8 points clear of Liverpool in 5th with ourselves in 4th. Closing in on 2 of the 3 above us as well. I think, well, obviously, the title is not a part of the question this season. But 2nd or 3rd, just to ensure we definitely get Champions League football after our 4th place finish last year, is absolutely a possibility for us this season. And a victory here against Enzo Maresca's Liverpool is going to seal it. Hopefully. There is still enough of the season left to go. And Liverpool are just open at the back now. Far, far, far too open. John Duran. Great save by Mamadishvili. We will not have a 5th. Ekatike is going. Here's McAllister. He could play him in. He has done, or he's looked to at least. But Malo Gusto's there. Not gotten it away well, though. And Ekatike's in a good spot. Couldn't pull the trigger. I'm just going to pump this. That's game! That's a giant 3 points for us. Can't underestimate that. The only concern is how long Amura's potentially going to be out for, but evidently Azulzuli's good enough to step in and do the job when needed, isn't he? Because he has done numerous times already this save. Oliver Glasner delighted with 3 points at Anfield, and, well, we will be too. Amura is out for 4 weeks, which is not ideal, but it is, thankfully, manageable enough that we're going to be able to cope with that. We've got the squad depth to be able to do so, but it's obviously not an ideal situation to lose him for a month or so. Come on, let me move the thing, please. Thank you. What has been mentioned to me a few times, and I haven't actually looked into doing it because he's been growing so very well, is to change Adam Wharton from a CDM to a centre mid, but I don't know whether it actually is a possible thing because it's going to take 64 weeks apparently to change him to a centre mid. So that's why we haven't done it yet, just making do with the not quite fully boosted stats for Adam Wharton in that position. Right, Burnby next in the Europa League. Thankfully, we get a decent rest after the Liverpool game, so we will sim this first leg against Burnby, and if we get a decent result, then we should be able to get ourselves all the way to the end of the month today. Without needing to play another one. I will throw Uche in there. John Duran's up to 84 now. We'll throw Uche in, though, for this one. And away from home against Steve Cooper's Brøndby, it's 3-2. That's not as comfortable. If it was 3-1 and we hadn't conceded that late goal to Bologna, then I probably would have said, I'll sim the second leg. But with just a single goal in it, it's not worth the risk. We'll sim Forest away, but we will play Brøndby in the second leg in the first game of tomorrow's episode. Or actually, this is Friday's, I think. So it will probably be the first game of Monday's episode. Away from home against Forest at the City Ground with John Duran leading the line. We actually lose by 3-1. Amari Hutchinson with a brace and Bakwa with one to iron out Timber's initial advantage for Palace. That's not a very good result, is it? Nottingham Forest have done one over on us there. And I don't think anybody really thought that was the way that things were going to go. Well, we'll start the next episode by playing Brøndby. Hopefully getting ourselves through to the next round of the Europa League. I thought it was going to be a little bit more straightforward than it has been in those 2 games. And after making the impression in the Premier League against Liverpool, we've maybe just thrown away that advantage immediately by losing to Forest. Such is life in the Premier League sometimes. The gap is back to 5 points. No, it's 6 points to Chelsea. Liverpool have lost again. So it's Chelsea now up into 5th, and the gap is 6 points to 5th spot, as opposed to the 8 to Liverpool, which still is the case. I'm not sure who Liverpool had on match day 27. Birmingham. No, still losing every week. 6 points. They've got 11 games to try and find 5 points. Is it possible, or are Birmingham going to break Derby's record low? We'll wait and see. I'm not taking the risk against Brøndby, though. I can sim the home leg, but after losing to Forest, I'm not going to. That's all for today. Do join me for Valencia this evening. Of course, come and join me live on stream for FM right now over on stream here on YouTube, or of course over on Twitch or Kick. Links in the description down below for other platforms. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully I shall see you somewhere soon very quickly. I'll see you later.